We have a happy Australian Labradoodle puppy update video today. This video is full of all good news. Yay! We're so excited to bring you the week 3 update for our Kindred Souls mini Australian Labradoodle puppies. Hi, I'm Claire from Van Isle Doodles, and in today's video we're going to tell you all about what's been happening with our puppies for the past few days, the milestones that they've reached, and we're going to explain why things look a little lumpy and bumpy in the whelping box here, and just exactly what has been going on with Rowan and her babies over the past week. So this is our week 3 update, and if you've been following along, you know that we have had some challenges with this litter, and each week we have had something to report that wasn't altogether positive. This week it's nothing but positive news. Whew, what a relief that is for all of us. I can say in complete honesty that today is the first day I feel like my shoulders maybe can come down a bit and I don't have to be vigilant every single second of the day and night. So in today's video we're going to explain why the whelping box has been changed a bit, and today's video we are shooting this video 2 days early. My videographer Reynolds is off to Manitoba tomorrow. It's his mom's 90th birthday, so I have to miss the celebration as I'm staying home with these guys, but he is off to celebrate with her. So we're filming the video a couple of days early, but there isn't anything that is so different today between today and what is going to happen on Friday. So the main thing that we want to talk about today is the puppies finish their medication tomorrow and they're fine. There's no more breathing issues, there's no more raspy sounds, no wet breath, there's no gagging, nothing is going on. I can say that I feel confident that we have overcome the respiratory illness. Now, one of the side effects of the fact that the puppies were ill is, of course, that they were quite weak when they were so sick. Until the doxycycline really started working, they didn't have their usual amount of vigor. And as a result, they spent a lot of time just laying about. And Pink in particular was lying completely flat out. So her front paws were like this and her hind legs were behind her in that frog position. Now lots of times we see our adult ALDs doing something similar and we go, well, isn't that cute and isn't that adorable? And it truly is. But it's not when you're an infant puppy, because what happens is when all the weight is flat like she's doing almost right now, it starts to press on the chest. It compresses the organs in the body and it can lead to a life-threatening problem. So what we have had to do is to do a lot of physiotherapy and a lot of other different things with little Miss Pink to make sure that her chest wasn't concave and their legs started working. Because Purple was up and about on all fours and Pink was not. So she's going to get mad because she's tired to death of having all these things done to her. So one of the things we did was just simply pressing her legs together like this. Now puppies at this age, when they're this young, their bones are soft, they're very pliable. You have to be careful. So when you're doing this and you're shaping her rib cage, of course you want to make sure you don't exert so much pressure that you break her rib or anything like that. That's the last thing we want to do. We just wanted to shape her and get her shoulders underneath her. The other thing we were doing was moving them. Well, you can see Purple there is starting to play a lot already. The other thing we were doing was moving her legs in all directions, all natural directions, making sure that they were working and going and developing some muscle tone. We did that as well with her hind legs, where we would go like this, up and down. We would bring them forward. We would flex at the knee, point and flex, doing everything. And we also had her on her back in our arms quite often, just to get the pressure off of her chest. And you can see that she's thoroughly annoyed with this. She says, oh my gosh, we've done this 50 times a day for the last 2 weeks and I'm done with it. Now, the other interesting thing that was part of Miss Pink's therapy was electrical tape. That seems pretty strange. Well, electrical tape is something that's really valuable when you have a dog who's what we call a swimmer, when their legs are splayed out like this. Electrical tape is good because it has a little bit of stretch in it, and it also does not stick so much to the fur on their body. So what you do is you hobble their legs. Now, primarily we were hobbling her hind legs, and the reason for that was we were holding them in place underneath the hips, and that would also force her to use them in the right way whenever she wanted to get to mom. We were also hobbling her front legs because they were quite splayed out, and we wanted her off of her chest, off of her heart. We wanted her to have this kind of a shape, not this kind of a shape. So she has been wearing electrical tape on her legs for the past 10 to 12 days. Today is the first day she has gone without it. And I'm so happy to say that we can see such a major improvement. Now, one thing I have done is I've ordered what's called a puppy cast. And what that is a little cast that goes around the chest and holds it in the shape that you want it to be. It also acts like armor because it provides a block here so that the puppy can't go flat and impact those vital organs there. It protects those organs. So it's made in Florida. This is one of the times when being Canadian is so frustrating because you have to get these things from the US. The person who makes it in Florida breeds Frenchies, and she's able to get it to me to the border overnight. However, we are at the mercy now of the border to see how long they're going to hold it, look at it, and before they deign to release it and allow it to get to us on Vancouver Island. So we're hopeful it'll be here in the next 2 to 5 days, hopefully sooner. And we will use it on her just to provide that extra layer of protection. Do I think she needs it? No, probably not. Am I going to do it? Absolutely. I like to be safe rather than sorry. Now, the other thing we've done to accommodate for Pink and also for Purple. Purple was up on all fours, as I said, so nowhere near as concerned about Purple's physical development, and she certainly has never been lying flat. But to help build her strength up, because she too, of course, was sick, is we've got this whelping box like, I don't know, an obstacle course. So what we've done is we've bought some just basic shelf liner. This is just the basic stuff that you put on your kitchen cupboards so things don't slip around, because this provides excellent traction for the puppies. It's small enough their feet don't get caught in it, but it just gives them that little bit of grip that they need to get them going. And then underneath you can see that we have towels scattered everywhere. And the reason for that is to make bumps and lumps, hills and valleys, so that again they have to be using those hind legs and those front legs and pushing and pulling in order to get themselves to around the whelping box. And this is helping them to build muscle mass and tone the muscle that they have. And of course, the main motivation is getting to Mama Rowan. And we have seen a huge improvement just from doing this and the towels. You can see they're both able to negotiate things really not too badly for puppies who are not 3 weeks old yet. And look at Miss Pink has got her tail wagging, so she's not completely mad at me. But you see now when she's lying down, she does have her shoulders underneath her, so she's not flat completely anymore. And that is our primary goal. Hello, beauty queens. Now, both of the girls can hear. They don't have their little ears open 100%, but they definitely can hear, so that when something loud's going on, they are very aware and they respond to it. And you can see here how Purple's starting to play. She's trying to engage Mama Rowan to come and play with her. And you can see here is a good sign that we have not lost any weight. We have not been compromised in any way from being sick. quick. The appetite has remained. They are eating really well. And that's the other good news, is that we've been successful in getting Rowan's milk back. So we did that by giving her lots of tripe. And you can see how Pink is climbing up on me here. And this is how she prefers to lie now, up on something. So because we have the towels here, she has all sorts of opportunity to get up on something. Now Purple is a little bit farther ahead in terms of the playing. Pink's idea of playing so far consists mostly of trying to chew her sister's head. They growl now and they make all sorts of noise, and they're very interactive. Their personalities are starting to show through. And I can tell you that their personalities are very similar. These dogs are like twins. Indeed, their weights are almost identical now. Pink is at 1.06 kilograms and Purple is at 1.05. So now we have broken that 1 kilogram mark as well. So all in all, it's been a fantastic week. We've really been pushing with Pink Collar rather, to get her up and running. Between the two of us, we've been in here at least every hour and a half, if not every half hour. We've been positioning her. We've had great big towels wrapped all around her. If you go to our Facebook page, I'll be posting some pictures of how I've made her bed for her. And we still do that now. We come in, we look at our cameras, see what she's doing. If she looks like she's lying like this, then we'll come in and we'll make the little sling for her and get everything going just the way we want it to. Rowan's doing well. Her appetite is back. She eats half and half on her own. In the morning, she eats breakfast all on her own with our dogs. Lunch, she eats on her own, but she wants you to come and sit in the box and hold the bowl for her. And then dinner's kind of hit and miss. Sometimes you have to feed her by hand, and sometimes she'll eat it out of the bowl. And sometimes if Reynolds here, she won't eat, and sometimes if I'm here, she won't eat. So we have to sort of alternate. I'm not sure how that's going to work when Reynolds away, because I cannot magically have him appear if that's who she's hoping is going to be feeding her. So she doesn't want me to be around to feed her. I guess we're going to have to go to a plan B, which is back to putting it in her mouth. It is very critical still that we have all the right nutrition for her, that she is still eating at least 50, and in reality it's closer to 65% of her diet is puppy food, and that's from Primal. It's a frozen raw food. And we make sure that she has plenty of cottage cheese, yogurt, and chicken necks. And then I also give her some of Dr. Tobias's Green Min. That's a mineral supplement for dogs, and it, I feel, helps their bodies to utilize all the calcium that we're offering to them. When dogs get eclampsia, it's not so much because they don't have enough calcium in their diet, but more because their body isn't utilizing it. And nobody knows why that happens. Why a dog will one time have eclampsia and another time be totally fine when the diet is identical. But the only thing that all of us are able to presume is that despite the calcium being there, the body is not recognizing it or is not absorbing it properly. Now, one thing we do know from studies that have been done as a result of the FDA guidelines on grains is that, first of all, that grains are not something that dogs should eat ever, and that does not, no grains does not result in having a heart issue. But we know that most dog foods, both kibble and raw, use a synthetic cocktail of minerals and vitamins in order to meet the requirements for a nutritional needs of a dog. And there's been lots of research that has shown that there is a probable link between those synthetics and the inability of a dog's body to absorb them, use them, convert them, if you will, into what they're supposed to be doing. So maybe that's what's going on when dogs are pregnant, and when they're first nursing. We give them a lot of different things that they don't normally eat, and a couple of those brands do have those synthetic cocktails in them. I try to avoid them as much as possible. However, if a mom or a pregnant girl or a mom doesn't want to eat anything, I'll get desperate and feed them whatever I can get them to eat, because they have to eat. Otherwise, it's a huge disadvantage to them. The puppies are never at risk, but mom is. And mom is, of course, critically important. Her health is paramount. So that's why we make some adjustments, and that's why I put that green mint in there, because it's made from whole food. It's not a synthetic supplement. It's a whole food supplement that's been reduced to a powdered format. So that way I think, well, we're covering all of our bases. My favorite thing is when she eats chicken necks. If she would eat 6 chicken necks a day, I would happily give them to her. Right now, I kind of have to trick her. Usually there's something that she loves, but for whatever reason, at this moment, she's kind of iffy about them. So I feed them, I feed her, we give her a bit, she eats it out of our hand. And while she's got that momentum going and she's really into eating, then I'll slip the chicken neck in and just kind of hold it in her mouth and get her going on it. And usually I can get her to eat at least 1 a day. And like I said, I'd be happier if she would eat a few, but I'll take what I can get. And I know that the puppy food she's eating is full of good stuff for her. Now, while we were trying to get her milk back, I was giving her lots of tripe and also fenugreek. Fenugreek is an herb that women use to help with lactation, and it works in dogs too. Smells like maple syrup. Now, one of the things about fenugreek is it can cause stomach upset. It can even cause some diarrhea. So you have to really watch with the girl and see how she responds to it, because the last thing we want is for a lactating mom to have any sort of stomach distress. And we don't want them to not eat because they're having fenugreek. And in Rowan's case, I'm confident that it's not the fenugreek that was having her fussy about her food. It's just Rowan being a little bit of a diva. That is a little bit of her natural personality coming through, and part of the reason why we love her so much. So we were giving her lots of fenugreek. I was even giving her S-Black, which is a puppy formula, because that also stimulates milk production for whatever reason. And then the other thing is kind of an interesting thing, and that's bratwurst. Who knew? But bratwurst, I think, because of the fat content, so we were giving her bratwurst as well. But it's all come back. There's even a drug. We got a drug that you can use but it normally only works when girls first deliver their puppies. So obviously we were quite a bit behind it. However, I only had to give it to her for 1 day, and we really noticed that the milk production increased dramatically again. Was it the drugs or just coincidence because we'd done so much fenugreek and bratwurst? Who knows? In any event, there's lots of milk going on. The puppies, you could see their stomachs, they're fat, they're happy, they're healthy. You can see that they're sleeping well. They love to go underneath the pig rail. So what does that tell you? Like, really, does it tell you anything? Yeah, this is a natural instinct. This is a natural thing that dogs want, is to be underneath something, because it makes them feel protected and safe. This is, if they were not being raised by humans, the type of environment that they would be in. Rowan would have dug a little den for them, and it would be covered. Right here, we have a room with no roof. So they're seeking that natural shelter and that security. So what does that tell you, and what does that mean to you? Well, that means that's the instinct we build on when we start crate training puppies. Now, we're not crate training the puppies yet, obviously, but that's how we do things. We look for these natural behaviors, we figure out how they're working and how it goes in the dog's mind, and then that's how we train our puppies. We don't use so much of the more traditional reward system, although we do reward our dogs, but more we're looking to build on those natural instincts. I'm not sure if you can see Pink here. Are you able to see her there, Reynold, or is she too far hidden?
She's too far hidden.
She's right underneath, but the reason why I was trying to show her is because she has chosen to can you want to get out for a sec? Do you want to go out? Do you want to go out? Yeah, you can go out. She has chosen to prop herself up on one of these towels that we have in here. I'll just adjust her a little bit. So that's how she's chosen to rest. And that's exactly what we want to see. We want to see her choosing to lift herself up like that. Before, she was choosing the other way to lie because it was more comfortable and easier for her. Now that we've got her moved along in the process, this is getting to be comfortable for her. This is still not exactly how I want her to sleep. We'll see if I can show you how we put her to sleep, because I don't think she's tired enough that she's going to be very cooperative, but we'll give you an idea of what we do here. Is we just take these towels and we roll them up and we place her on her side in the towel, using the towel as a block, and then I just hold her for a second, and when she's tired, if I rub her tummy, then I can usually calm her enough that she falls asleep in the position that I want, and I can slowly release my hand and she'll stay in place. Now when she's doing this, of course, we have to keep Rowan away, because as soon as Rowan's here, she smells Rowan and she wants to get up, find the milk bar, and Rowan also wants to come and poke around at her and see what she's doing. But this is the goal. It's kind of like putting her in the puppy cast that I'm talking about that we're getting, but doing it before we actually get it. And there you'll see she's quite used to me doing that now, and she's being very cooperative. And Purple you won't be able to see because she's gone right behind my crate mat here that I'm sitting on. Again, exhibiting to you the desire to have that cozy, secure feeling. And this is why when we give you a crate for your puppy, if you get your puppy starter kit, the crate that goes with it, or if you buy your own crate, that you do not buy a big crate. Lots of times people say to me, oh, I've got to get a different crate because my dog is XYZ pounds now and this long, and my dog likes to lie stretched out. That's great. Your dog can sleep stretched out during the day multiple times when they're out free. But when you're putting them in the crate, you want to recreate this little den-like feeling, this secure place that's cozy, where they wrap themselves up and they're all basically cuddled. And that's what you're looking for in a crate. You do not need a crate where your dog can get up and walk around and do things. If you're going on a transatlantic flight, yes, then you need a bigger crate. You can't expect your dog to be cooped up like that for 18 hours. But if your dog's going to sleep for the night, then they are much happier in a smaller crate. Spirit, who's 44 pounds, can even put herself in the little tiny crates we use for infant puppies. She can get in there and she can even turn around. I have no idea how she accomplishes that. Must be some sort of Cirque du Soleil contortion trick, but she can. And she'll go right in there, wedged right in there, and be completely content. So it's just something to keep in mind. Like we swaddle a human baby, dogs like to be in their crate. It gives them that same similar feeling. Now at this time, what are we doing with them for the next week coming up? Desensitization. Our doodle den is new. We've only been living in this house since March. We are just finishing building everything out. We've been waiting forever for our countertop for our doodle den kitchen. Found out today it's still not made. But what we did today, or Reynold did, not I, was get the TV set up in here for the puppies. No, we don't need them to see it, but we do want them to start hearing it. So what we'll play on the TV for them is a lot of different things. First of all, music. We'll start off with classical music generally because that tends to make puppies very calm. We don't want to be introducing them to sounds and desensitizing them by blowing their minds up. We want to do everything gradually. We want to introduce things so that they're always positive and you get a good response from your dog, not something where they're like, oh my gosh, what is happening? So we'll start listening to some music, not very loud. And then we'll move through different cycles of music, different types of music. And from there, we'll move on to playing TV. Sports is a really good one because there's talking all the time and there's lots of crowd noise, particularly American broadcasts of sports like NFL football, where the announcers are going la-di-da and there he's got it on the 10-yard line and oh, whoa, whoa, they get really excited. So there's lots of ebb and flow in the conversation, and it's also lots of different people voices. So excellent for introducing puppies and desensitizing them to sounds. And from there we'll move on to things that can typically be a bit more frightening for a dog, such as dogs barking, doorbells ringing, thunder and lightning, fireworks. All of this so when your puppy goes home with you, you have a calm, relaxed puppy who's used to new things happening and isn't alarmed by that, because that's always the goal, a really confident and happy puppy. So that's what I'm going to be doing this week while Reynolds away. I'm going to keep doing this with Pink Collar Girl here. I'm going to be just continuing to work with her hind legs to get them stronger. I'm going to make sure she's sleeping on her side in her little towel bed here. And I'm going to be sure that we've got lots of towels all rolled up and that they're walking and doing things. I think what I'm going to do is, Reynolds had a really good idea, was to set up an area with without the whelping box where there's a good big space. We have some more of this shelf liner stuff. Put it all out and not have the towels, but just flat, so that they can start walking without the extra obstacles, just to get them moving more and again give them an opportunity to strengthen their muscles. So I'll probably make that space, and then we'll do that 2 or 3 times during the day. And you see where she starts to get a little annoyed and she wants to move, and I'm just holding her in place because I don't really want her to move, and hoping that she'll just get tired of moving and she'll just relax and stay in place. It doesn't always happen, and sometimes she just moves and adjusts and puts her chest up on something, which is totally fine if she wants to do that. I'm not trying to make her life miserable and imprison her or anything. It's just I want her to get used to being on her side and comfortable with that. And see, now she fiddles around like this and she ends up just up like this, that's totally fine too, because she's upright, she's off her chest enough that I'm quite happy with her sleeping like that. I guess today she's going to go even further. She's starting to be so much more mobile and stronger that she's really doing a lot more than she was even yesterday. Like between yesterday and today is night and day. Okay, so this is how she wants to sleep. Now this doesn't worry me particularly. Her elbows are under her, so some of the pressure on her body's off, and then she's got this thing here, this towel that she's leaning up against, so again she's got the pressure off of her immediate chest there. And then I'll come along and bug her every now and then, and I'll tuck her feet underneath her. They won't stay there, but I'm just moving them because I want them to get lots of movement. And she says, "Oh, lady, can you go away? For heaven's sakes, I'm trying to get a sleep going on here, and you're just bugging me and bugging me." So there again, now actually this spot is even better. She's got the 1 foot underneath her naturally, and she has even more of an incline going here. So I'm really happy with that. So we hope you enjoyed today's video, and we really hope that you can take a moment and pop a comment in for us. It really helps us. And share the link to this video, because we don't have very many litters in a year. YouTube tends to penalize us and not show our videos around. And we'd love for people to learn more about puppies and things like this that you don't see on an everyday basis. So share on your socials and share the link, tell everybody. We love to have people watching our videos, and I really enjoy your comments and being able to chat with you about these amazing dogs, my incredible ALDs who I love to bits and pieces. Thank you for being on the journey with these puppies with us. Stick with us. We'll be back again for their 4-week update. I think Reynolds is back in time that we will be here doing it on the regular day, and we'll let you know know how things are going and how they're making out with their sound desensitization. Thanks so much for watching.